welcome back to the new video. It's me, Namrata here. Hope you all are doing great and keeping it safe, especially if you're watching it from India. Then I want to wish you all a very happy Diwali, but please stay safe. And a Diwali special tutorial have been already posted on this channel. You can check that video from the link in the description box below. And in today's video I'll be trying out a new eyeshadow palette, and it's the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collab palette. It's the newly launched Divine Neutrals palette. But let me tell you one thing, I never tried any of their collection before. I mean, Jaclyn and Morphe have been a very popular duo since last couple of years, but I never tried any of their palettes. For some reason I skipped that, and then I found out that people are loving it. It went viral. But this time I didn't miss the chance. I picked it up from Ulta. So the first thing I'm liking is the packaging, and of course I'm into neutrals these days, so why not, right? And it also comes with a mirror, which makes it a very convenient and travel friendly palette. And especially with this kind of palette, I always prefer a mirror because I carry this kind of palettes whenever I'm traveling, because you know why. You can use any of the shades as bronzer, and if you don't have any powder to set your under eyes with, you can use this lighter shades for that reason. So yeah, I love this kind of neutral palette. So it has 6 different mattes and 6 metallics. I'm really intrigued by this metallic colors. I'm so excited to try it. So without doing any further ado, let's just start applying. Okay, as a primer I'm using this Urban Decay primer potion. If you have any recommendation, you can let me know. This is the one I've been using for years. I love it, it works for me, but I'm really open to try some new eyeshadow primer. I mean, I'm bored with it, but I love it. Yeah, although I use concealer sometimes, that also works, but whenever I'm using any new eyeshadow palette, I like to start with right product. So that's why I'm applying this primer. Wow, it's such a beautiful color story. I can look at it forever, and I think these shades are screaming a good smoky eyes. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'll use some of the mattes from here and few metallics, and that way I can tell you how it blends and the pigmentation it has. So keep on watching. At first I'm gonna start with this proper beige shade here. It's called Good Vibes, and the pigment is not very loose. Yeah, you can see a little bit of fallouts, but I've seen worse, so it's not bad. First shade I've used from this palette, and I won't complain because you can see it blended out very smoothly. There is no harsh line whatsoever, and the pigment is buildable. That's what I felt with this first shade, and now I'm gonna do the same on this eye. And now I'm gonna go with this deeper brown right here. It's called Boo Beer, and I'll put it all over the lid. All I'm doing is just pressing that pigment, and for blending I'll use a different brush, like a fluffy one. And I don't have any pigment in this brush. It's a clean brush, and that's why I'm using it so freely and focusing on blending both the shades. And please don't worry about this edge right now. It's looking a little messy, I know. I'll clean it up with a concealer at the end. And I'm seeing very slight fallouts under the eye, but it's nothing too major or nothing too bad. You can completely work with it. Wow, so far I'm not regretting my purchase. Both the mattes are working out so well. You can see they blended out like a dream, and it didn't take much time to look this seamless. So yeah, I'm happy. And now I'm gonna apply the metallic, and this is the reason why I bought this palette. Let me tell you, I felt so attracted by this gorgeous metallic, so I really want to know how it applies. So at first I'm gonna start with this shade right here. It's called Dripping. It's a copper, but it has little olive kind of undertone, I guess. Yeah, I'm so bad at explaining color, and that too metallic. So yeah, this is how it is. I'll just show you how it looks. See, it's a copper but has little olive kind of undertone. That's how I feel. I'll just put it right here. And please pardon me if you don't like to put eyeshadow with your fingertip, but for me, fingertip works the best when it comes to this kind of metallics. These are pretty for sure, but let me just apply it first and then I'll tell you. Okay, what do you think? I mean, it looks pretty, but this is not the best of the metallics which I used. There are a lot of better formula out there for metallics, that's how I feel. But one thing I really love about it is it has barely any fallouts. I hate when, you know, metallic shadow has glitter fallouts. Those are really pain in the ass. But this is great, but you have to build up the pigment for the maximum opacity. And now I'm gonna go with this deeper metallic shadow right here. It's called Striptease. And these metallics are also very easy to blend. I'm not putting any effort, but it's looking very well blended. And another good thing about it is it's very creamy texture wise, so you won't get much fallout and very easy to put it on place. And for further blending, I'm using the same brush I was using earlier. And now I'm gonna go with this matte shade one more time, but I'm picking very less pigment and just cleaning up this glitters from my crease because I don't like glittery crease for some reason. And now I'm gonna use a fluffy brush and I'll pick a little bit of powder in it and slightly dust up the fallouts. And now I'm gonna clean up this outer edge, but I'll use very less amount of concealer because I don't want that harsh line. Just like this. And now I'm gonna go with the clean brush, and you can see I'm picking a little bit of this powder, and now I'm just gonna press it where I applied the concealer, and my concealer won't budge and it will be all set. And if you don't like that very sharp line, then you can just do this motion back and forth like this with the same brush. It will soften it out but still giving a very lifted effect. So yeah, that's all about the eyes for the upper eye. And now I'm gonna do the lower lash, but before I go with the eyeshadow, I'm gonna fill my waterline with this MAC eyeliner. It's in the shade Smolder. And now I'm gonna go with this darkest shade of this palette. It's called Cinnamon Roll, and for application I'm using this kind of very small precise brush and just softly blending it out. And I don't think I have to mention how pigmented this shade is. I don't think that's a question anymore. All the shades from this palette, especially the mattes, are very nicely pigmented, but the metallics could have been better, but actually very good. Very good if you compare it with other palettes from Morphe. These are not chalky at all. It has nice metallic effect, but could be better. That's how I feel, but it's really great, not bad at all. And now I'm going to go with this light matte shade. It's more like my natural skin color, so I'm going to use it for further blending under the eye. And at the end, for inner corner highlight, I'm going to go with this lighter metallic shade right here, and I'm using this kind of sponge tip applicator. If you're not using your fingertip, always try to use this kind of applicator for metallic shadow. I think this is what works the best. This one is really pigmented. And using this same shade on my brow bone to add a little more highlight. And here's the final look, you guys. Let me know what you think of this look as well as this palette. But if you want to know whether you should buy it or not, then I'd say a straight yes, because why not, right? Especially if you're into neutrals, then don't give it a second thought, just go for it. It has all the neutral shades you could ever think of, but this metallics are little less than what I expected, but still it's looking so good, so gorgeous on my eyes, so I won't really complain about it. But yeah, it's not as good as the Pat McGrath palette or even the Huda Beauty metallics. Are a little better than this, but still I'm loving this palette. This entire palette is so good. It's great for day-to-day wear, and especially if you're working on different clients, different skin tones, then you know what I'm talking about, right? This is what you need. And yeah, this is all about today's video. If you want to see more looks using this palette, then please let me know, and don't forget to follow me on my other social handles. I'll be mentioning all the links in the description box. So see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.